15 Things You Didn't Know About Keanu Reeves. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Good day, Aluxers, and welcome back to another video. This time we're going to talk about the guy you often see in those memes, the one and only Keanu Reeves. Born in Beirut, Lebanon on the 2nd of September 1964, Keanu was famous for his acting career, which began when he appeared in a production of Damn Yankees at just 9 years old. Throughout his career, he's appeared in numerous blockbusters such as the Bill and Ted franchise, Point Break, Speed, and most recently the John Wick franchise. His popularity increased after he starred in a science fiction action series, The Matrix. Since he started, Keanu has won everyone's hearts with his amazing acting skills, for which he's earned great critical acclaim. But he didn't start as a movie star. He's been active as a musician for over a decade and played bass guitar in a band called Dogstar, of which we will talk about a bit later. He's known for playing characters which are often trying to save the world. For his performance in the films, he's received many awards, including a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But Keanu isn't like any other celebrity you're familiar with. He doesn't live in a mansion, and he often donates most of his paycheck to people who are less fortunate. But we'll get into those details in a few seconds. Now that you know who we're talking about, let's get to the 15 things you didn't know about Keanu Reeves. Number 1. His agent thought his first name was too exotic. When Keanu first started his career in Hollywood, his agent believed that his first name was too exotic for ordinary people. Because of this, he is sometimes credited as Keany Reeves, Norman Creeves, or Chuck Spadina in the beginning of his career. He got his name after his uncle, Henry Keanu Reeves. Keanu is a derivation of his great-great-uncle, Keanuweahulu, whose name means the soft breeze rising in Hawaiian. His shortened version of Keanu means something similar, cool breeze over the mountains. Number 2. His father left him when he was just 3 years old. Keanu was born to an English costume designer from Essex and an American man from the state of Hawaii. In an unfortunate twist of fate, his father abandoned his family when Keanu was just 3 years old. They kept in touch until he turned 6, but the last they saw each other, Keanu was 13. During this period, his father went to jail for selling heroin at an international airport. After his parents divorced, his mother remarried and Keanu had 3 stepdads. He and his mother moved around a lot, causing him to attend multiple schools and never make any true lasting friendships. He also struggled with dyslexia in school, which made learning difficult for him. During a 5-year period, he went to 4 high schools, including the Etobicoke School for Arts, where he actually got himself expelled thanks to his rambunctious nature and, as he says, shooting off his mouth a little too often. Number 3. His sister suffered from leukemia. Keanu says one of his best friends is his sister Kim. A few years ago, she was diagnosed with leukemia and endured a long battle with cancer before she eventually won. After seeing his sister go through so much pain, Keanu now often donates a percentage of his earnings to leukemia research. He even donated 70% of his pay from The Matrix to the cause. Number 4. He lost his best friend because of drug abuse. After a difficult childhood with his father and a lot of setbacks in his personal life, he went to Hollywood where he met a fellow actor named River Phoenix, the brother of Joaquin Phoenix. They quickly bonded and became best friends after Reeves acted in Parenthood alongside River's brother. Their connection became even stronger when they starred together in the 1993 film My Own Private Idaho. However, this happy period didn't last long for Keanu, who had to say goodbye to his best friend after he collapsed and died of drug-related heart failure outside the Viper Room, a nightclub in Hollywood. Number 5. He was paid $10 million up front for the first Matrix film. At this point in his career, Keanu was already famous, which is what landed him the millions up front. When all was said and done, he ended up earning more than $114 million since the film went on to become a huge success. When he negotiated his contract, Keanu actually chose to hand over $80 million to the film's special effects and makeup staff, believing they worked just as hard and deserved extra pay. On top of that, the actor gifted each member of the Matrix 12-strong stuntman team a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, just because he's a good guy. Number 6. He used to play in a band. As I mentioned earlier, there was a time in Keanu's life where he played bass guitar in a band. He was a member of a group called Dogstar, an American alternative rock band active from the mid-1990s to the early 2000s. The band performed in Belgium and in the United Kingdom at some music festivals. They also released an EP and 2 albums. After the band broke up, Reeves and a colleague continued to play together in a band called Becky, but due to Keanu's busy work schedule, he had to drop out of the group. Number 7. He dropped out of school to pursue an acting career. After he was expelled from his 4th high school, he went to Avondale Secondary Alternative School, which allowed him to still study while working as an actor. However, he dropped out to pursue acting full-time and didn't get his high school diploma. Before dropping out at 16 years old, he made his first television debut in a Coca-Cola commercial as a contestant in a bicycle marathon. He comes in second, but at least he gets a nice ice-cold Coke at the finish line. The commercial was his first major acting gig. Later, he went on to make his first studio movie appearance in Youngblood, where he played a goalie. After the movie's release, he and his stepdad at the time drove to Los Angeles in his 1969 Volvo and convinced Aaron Stoff to be Keanu's manager and agent. The partnership went on to last years, with Stoff even co-producing many of Reeves' films. Number 8. He almost became a hockey star. Thanks to his dyslexia, Keanu didn't do well in school, but he did excel in sports. Growing up in Canada, he took a keen interest in ice hockey and even played the position of goalie. In fact, Keanu was so good his teammates nicknamed him The Wall. Some people say he could have had a career playing in the NHL, but he chose acting instead. Others say he suffered an injury, ending his hockey dream, and that's why he went into acting. All we know is that after seeing him perform, we're glad he ended up in front of the camera and not in front of the net. Number 9. He wrote the text for the picture book Ode to Happiness. Keanu has been through a lot of trying times in his life, which was the inspiration for a different kind of creative work. The book is a poem penned by Keanu, with a line on each page, accompanied by simple blotted ink drawings by artist Alexandra Grant. According to Reeves, the poem is not a true reflection of his personal life, nor was it designed to counteract his media-created lonely image. Number 10. He doesn't own a mansion. The actor now resides in the Hollywood Hills area of Los Angeles, California. However, for a long time, he preferred to live in rental homes and in hotels. Back then, he was a long-term resident of the Chateau Marmont Hotel, but eventually caved and bought his own place in LA. In the Hollywood Hills area, his neighbor is another man you might know of, none other than Leonardo DiCaprio. If you'd like to learn some more about Keanu's famous neighbor, check out our video of 15 things you didn't know about Leonardo DiCaprio by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. He turned down a role in the Speed sequel. After winning the MTV Award for Most Desirable Male for his starring role on Point Break, all eyes were on Keanu. He was offered the lead in the film Speed, starring opposite Sandra Bullock. The film was a huge success. However, when it came to the film's sequel, Speed 2: Cruise Control, Keanu turned the role down. He says it was nothing against the actors or directors, just that it was a case of reading the script and going, ugh, I just can't do this. Number 12. He is a true philanthropist. Just like I mentioned before, Keanu is one of the good guys who likes to give and give. Apart from the Matrix donation he gave to the special effects and makeup teams, he took a 90% pay cut for the replacements so the studio could bring Gene Hackman into the film. Before this, he redirected $2 million of his salary for The Devil's Advocate for a chance to work with Al Pacino. And after his sister battled cancer, he set up a cancer charity, choosing not to attach his name to the organization, but where he still donates money. The actor also supports PETA, the Sick Kids Foundation, and Stand Up to Cancer. Number 13. 2 stalkers trespassed on his Hollywood Hills home. Since his breakthrough in the early 90s, Keanu is a celebrity that some people will go to great lengths just to meet. In 2014, he had problems with 2 of those crazy fans, or stalkers, who trespassed at his Hollywood Hills home. The first time, he was awakened by a noise coming from his library. When he went to check it out, he found a woman sitting quietly in a chair who told him she was there to meet him. He calmly talked to her while calling the police. The police came, arrested the woman, and took her in for psychological evaluations. 3 days after this incident, a second female stalker trespassed into his home, only this time the intruder undressed and took a shower in his bathroom, and then went for a dip in his pool. Keanu was away this time around, and the cleaning crew called the cops for him. Number 14. His daughter was a stillborn. In the early 2000s, his girlfriend Jennifer Syme gave birth early, 8 months into her pregnancy, to Ava Archer Syme Reeves, who was tragically a stillborn. The couple struggled to cope with their loss and unfortunately ended their relationship several weeks later. A year after the death of their child, Syme was driving alone in Los Angeles when she crashed her Jeep Cherokee. The force of the impact flipped the car and she was thrown through the windshield. Police believe she died instantly. Reeves has not been in another public relationship since. Number 15. He owns a motorcycle manufacturing company. The actor is an avid rider and motorcycle collector who's logged thousands of miles behind the bars of his favorite bike, the Norton Commando. He's had a love for motorcycles since he was 22 years old, when he says he saw a girl with her Kawasaki Enduro motorcycle while filming in Munich, Germany. After she taught him how to ride it, he went home and bought one that looked similar. And then he kept buying and buying until he opened his own motorcycle manufacturing company. He met his business partner when he walked into a custom shop in LA to look for a sissy bar for one of his bikes. There he was, the co-founder of Arch Motorcycle Company, Gard Hollinger, a motorcycle builder with years of experience. The two got talking and eventually started the company and even released its first product, the KR-GT1, based on a bike he built for Reeves shortly after they met. Now that you've learned more about Keanu Reeves, we'd like to know, what's the most amazing thing you discovered about him? Which one of his films is your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And because you stuck with us all the way to the end, here's a bonus fact just for you. Alice Cooper babysat Keanu Reeves. During his childhood, Keanu grew up in Toronto, near the studio Nimbus 9, where his mother used to work as a costume designer. According to his mother, one time the rock legend Alice Cooper babysat him, although the actor doesn't remember it very well. Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an A-Luxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.